Hi, this is Chuck Lemire from Bob Corcoran and Associates, and I'm here with my partner Bob Corcoran for our weekly tip. So, Bob, today's tip of the week is about um, building a team. And when building a team, you and I both know there's a lot to it. But our subject and tip today is about team values and why team values are the first and most essential element before getting to systems, technologies, and all the other aspects of a team. So let's share with our group that are building teams or have teams why culture and core values are key to building a great team.
Chuck, great one. People often get asked because the tenure, the teams that we and agents that we do coach, we have an extremely high retention, probably some of the highest retention in the industry. And I'm talking the retention north of 80%. So whether you're a standalone agent that just wants to remain a standalone agent, or if you're a standalone agent looking to build a team, or if you already run a team. These are just as important to you, whether you're standalone or you have a team. I look at the four foundations of a great business. First is have a strong core values. What are your core values? Okay, so you want to hire, or sorry, yeah, core values. So if you don't have core values, then an action item from today's tip is build them. Core values don't overcomplicate it. And that's where people get stuck in the weeds on the topic, Chuck. It's like core values. It's one of those things I can't really put my hands around.
Well,
Well,
what's
here,
one
like
of our, like for our team, our company, Bob, what's one of our key core values? What pops to mind for me is persist without exception.
and what comes to mind with me is choose to be happy.
Yeah.
Now, are those business related core values? To a degree, yes, absolutely they are. And what's important though is like when I came up with our core values, we did it as a team. But as a CEO, you really have to be the guiding influence because this is your company. Okay, so what does it mean to you? So, you pick out simple core values of something that really means to you. But then as you're expressing it, if you're a standalone agent, you want to express your core values to your broker, to your lenders, to your home inspectors, and other people you work with. See, if you're a standalone agent, you actually are not. You do have a team. You got a lender, you got a title person, you got a home inspector, you got insurance people. Those will make up your team because you don't do it alone. Okay, because you really can't. So, develop, core values that mean something to you. Like one of ours, like you said, Chuck, was persist without exception. If you ask to stay average person, what does persist without exception mean to you? They're going to say, well, keep doing what you want to do to get what you want. Bob Corcoran's meaning of that, persist without exception, it's the only place where miracles can occur.
That's true.
So that's why it's really important that your people you work with and your team members know what that core value means to you. So the second building block of a great business is have a very strong mission statement, something that means something to you. A mission statement needs to it's short, no more than probably two or three sentences is sufficient because you want people that if you have a team, you want them to memorize it and to be able to recite it. If what was the Ritz Carlton? Okay. I had heard that servers cannot hit the floor of the Ritz Carlton until they have memorized and can verbalize Ritz Carlton's mission statement. And if you go into a Ritz Carlton, you get a server, ask her to recite the Ritz Carlton mission statement. When I did that, I was shocked because all of a sudden it was like, God walked into the room. The girl stood up straight. She put her tray down, her hands at her side, and out spewed the mission statement.
Yeah.
Strong testament to hiring the right people. Then the third building block of a great business is Patrick Lencioni's book, The Five Dysfunctions of a Team. So whether you're a standalone agent or have a team, this book is important because nothing is worse, okay, than working with a lender who's dysfunctional. Okay. So I would recommend, everybody, if you have a team, that should be mandatory reading. Patrick Lencioni is the author, Five Dysfunctions of a Team. But, with our clients, anytime we hire a new agent on one of our teams, they have 30 days to read the book and submit a one-page book report to the CEO. This way, they read it without having to nag them. And if they don't read it, they're probably not a good culture fit.
Absolutely. It
Eh,
reminds me of working with one of our team members the other day and, simple things like she had a new listing, had it photographed, the photographer she had used before, But as we know, there's a limited amount of time to get that into MLS. And she said, I need these photos by Wednesday at 4, which is what we teach, set a deadline. She called them at Wednesday at 3. Oh, I can't. Well, why not? This is persist without exception, because if they don't do what they have agreed to do, then that agent is now subject to potential fines, potential service level, from the owner. Like, why isn't my house in MLS? We need to do what we said. That's character, in order to be able to achieve that high level of service.
Yeah, and Chuck, we know that life happens and things get in the way. So if you give me a deadline, Wednesday at 3, and I know I can't get it done, then it's up to me as your teammate to say, Chuck, I'm so sorry. I just got sidetracked. I won't have it by 3 today, but I will have it by 5, or I'll have it tomorrow at 3. And that's all anybody really wants to do, is close the loop on communication. Remember, all confrontation comes from miscommunication. And if you read Patrick Lencioni's book, when you're dealing even with your broker or office personnel, okay, you have to find out who these people are. And I think the final, to me, building block is the buck stops here. And that's one of our core values. As a CEO, I am 100% responsible for the things that go on within my company, whether they're in my control or out of my control. You have to have that attitude. And by far most every, if you, as standalone agent or a team leader, you are the CEO of a corporation. It is up to you, okay, to set the standard of excellence in service to your clients. We are in the service industry. Do you give Nordstrom service? If
Right.
not, go back. Another action item I challenge you is to look at the service that you are giving your clients. Would you like that level of service, or would you want more? And if you want more, then start implementing it. But the key to every tip that we send out is the things we're telling you, asking you to do aren't difficult. I have to count on you to put it together. And I'll put a challenge out there to anybody that is watching today's video. You set your core values and your mission statement to me, and I'll be happy to set up a call and review them with you and challenge you to really make them the best you can. So thanks, everybody. Build a strong culture based on mission, core values, 5 dysfunctions, and let the buck stop here. Thanks.
Excellent.
We'll see you next week.
Bob, there's a screen as we close out that has, our email address. If you wanted to contact and had questions with Bob or I, it's info@bobcorcoran.com. And you could, if you wish, you could sign up for a 30-minute review. Bob and I are happy to do what Bob just said. Take a look at your business, give you some free consultation to take you to where you want to go, because that's what a great coach does. Thanks, Bob. Great tip. We'll see you next week.
You got it, my friend. Bye-bye.